So, this is gonna be annoying. I don't know what I'm doing. I know. I say that all the time. Yeah,
Okay.
But I've decided to start a new project, and the concept is in the absence. So the idea being the things that aren't there, right? You know, in the things you don't have.
I don't. As usual, I really don't know what to do now.
But the idea is
that's better. Just want to try stuff.
that sometimes it takes a minute. It takes a bit of effort, you know, to find what you're looking for, and it doesn't mean that there's something, you know, supremely, I don't know if that's the right word, but that's the answer.
No, not that.
Yuck. But that sometimes it's what you're missing that is what you need to find, right? It's not.
It's doing that weird thing again.
I know it is, but like it's not like, oh, there's the thing I need to find that's going to solve this problem. It's like, what am I not getting? What am I not getting? What am I not finding? What am I not finding? What am I not getting? What am I not getting? That I think it is oftentimes the answer. Like, you're looking for something, but what maybe we should be looking for is I don't know how to describe it, but what do we have that we're not taking advantage of? What do we have that we're not appreciating?
I haven't played the big keys in a while.
Yeah, the big keys. That's one option. But like, what do we have that we're not taking advantage of? And this isn't meant to be some sort of like, I don't even know the words to use, but like preacher or spirituality or thing or whatever. And like, no. It's just like, what do we have that we can use? As opposed to just wishing we had something that we think we could use, that we just don't have. But we don't have it. You know, we don't have it. We don't have it, so we want it. But we don't have it, but we want it. And that's fair. That's fair. That's a completely legitimate thing to want, but you don't have. But like, at the same time, like, how do you appreciate what you do have? I think of it right now when I turn around and I have a mixing board, a keyboard, a computer. I've got guitars, I've got drums everywhere. I've got a microphone in my hand that I have the ability to use, that I know how to use, that in many ways I had to teach myself how to use them, but I still have them. Those are tools. Those are things I can use. I have this flashlight over here that I've used for many videos because it helps create light.
Fingers suck.
Yeah, my fingers do suck. And it helps create light. So it creates something, right? Like, it's simple, but it's something I can use. And
no, I can't hear this.
I know you don't. And like that's the thing, is that like it's very easy to just dismiss all of it. I was just gonna delete this whole thing, but I thought maybe it will tell me something, and it did. It did. It helped me. It made me remember that, like, it's not easy. None of this is easy. None of this is easy. It doesn't make it not worth trying, though. Even if it comes out and it sucks, even if your fingers hurt, David, it's still worth doing it. It's still worth trying. If it weren't worth trying, you wouldn't be constantly pulled to doing it. It constantly pulls you down to doing it. You want to try. You want to make it better. You want to improve.
No, all of that's stupid.
No, I know it's all stupid, but
no, I like some of it, but not all of it.
no, I understand it, but like, it's not easy, and to think that it is easy would be negligence. And when you just want your voice to be heard, you just want your thoughts to be known, and not special, but known. Here's how I feel. I don't want anyone to think that I think that my viewpoint or my thoughts are more valid than anyone else's. Like, okay, that's unfair. I do think so, but like, because I actually think about them, I'm thoughtful about things. I don't just, read random things and take them at face value.
No,
but
I
know,
stupid clumsy thumbs.
I know we have clumsy thumbs,
All right,
but like,
that's all for now.
I don't think that like my personal opinion is more important than anybody else's. I just think that like, I just pay more attention maybe than others do, and I have the benefit of time to do that, and I think that's important. And I think that using that time to pay attention is important. So I don't know. That's what I got for now. This is new project, so it's scary. No, I'm not using a vocal effect on this one.
So I'm just gonna voice note this because it's quicker. But like my sarcastic ass, if I lived anywhere near them and had any balls left, would be standing out front with signs and a megaphone every time the children got off the bus and just declaring, "Children, I'm so sorry to disrupt your day and make things uncomfortable for you, but this is very, very important property. You must not step upon it for fear of the hounds from hell. So please do heed my warning. Avoid these lands as if they were vegetables." Okay, keep going. No, keep walking. Go. No, you gotta keep going, honey. You can't. No, I know you want to see what, no, the whole idea. No, the whole idea. I know we have launchers, but like insides, I know it's pretty, but you gotta keep going. Okay. Avoid these lands, or perhaps be faced with the hounds of hell. No, I know it's not. Just go ahead, sweetie. Go home, get a snack. Okay, you're good. You got it.
So again, this concept is about the absence of things, and so in this particular story, I'm gonna talk about the lack of confidence, because when you're afraid to speak honestly and to express your opinion and to make yourself heard it often, it escalates the things in the back of your head, right? Like, so there's a lot of this noise. There's a lot of this noise. There's a lot of things in the background that are going on, and it's hard to at times overcome those things, right? Like, especially when they're all over the place, right? And so. And so sometimes there's just a lot of those things that, like, you got to get them out of your head. You got to get them out of your head. And I know I've talked about this before. I've mentioned this before. I know I've heard. I've said this before. I've made this melody before. I've created these sounds before. But the point is that a lot of times, like, you just got to keep making them. You got to keep making them. You got to keep making that point. You got to keep saying those things. You've got to find that place where you can feel comfortable, and, like, make those things not feel so uncomfortable, right? And, like, so you got to find a place for them. You got to find a place for them. You got to find a place for them. Sometimes you just got to get them out, And sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it's just, like, creates uncomfortable sounds and uncomfortable places. But, like, you got to find a way to get them out. If you keep them in, they're just gonna stay there, And I know that sounds obvious, but, like, that's just how it works. Like, that's where they stay. They stay there until you let them out. And the absence. The absence. It's the absence,
Oh, spooky. This is spooky. Let me try and. I don't know, just make this whilst I walk home. I feel like it's weird that I worry about, people thinking like, oh, that weirdo, he's doing weird stuff again. I'm like, I don't do anything. I stay in my garage all the time. I was at my sister's house and just visiting because my nephew and his wife are in town. They brought their little baby who's adorable. So I'm just gonna take this video while I'm walking home, and it's dark, so hopefully I don't fall down. But it's very pretty out. Not much to get out of my garage, so we'll see what this turns out once I get home. I'm not videoing anyone. See, like, it's so weird because, you see all these videos of people, like, videos. People on the internets, like, taking videos of people. I just want to see what this looks like when I get home. Because I think it's fun and cool. Oh, that house is pretty. I like them lights. I mean, that house generally isn't very pretty, I'll be honest. There's a lot of crap in our yard all the time. It's not really decorative, it's just a lot of crap. Oh, that shadow looks cool. Oh yeah, I like this house. They're cool. They're cool decorations, but I don't want to stop. And I only got one hand, so I can't zoom in. The other one's carrying the bag. Slow down. Alright, so here. Yeah, see, they got a Pennywise. They got a Sam. I don't know what that other one is. I think it's from the Nightmare Christmas movie or whatever it's called. And then that flashy one. But I don't know if it's supposed to be flashy. Oh, that's a branch. But it's purple. I don't like purple. I don't know. Oh, this makes me sad. I'm not going to tell you why. This part makes me sad. Alright, don't fall down on this. These are new. These are new. new fancy things on here with the little ridges. I don't like that. Oh, no, I don't like that. Sounds are scary. Gotta watch a horror movie tonight. Can't debate. I mean, having a debate, I can't decide which one I should watch. I don't know. They're both good options, right? But like, I don't know which one I should do. Ooh, he's scary. Like that, man. He's not actually scary. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we are. This is my house. Don't get stabbed in the face with a tree, David. Don't get stabbed in the face with a tree, David. Don't get stabbed in the face with a tree, David. All right, we made it. Thank you for listening. What is that? I know what it is. I'm just kidding. It's me. Ooh, I'm spooky. Okay, bye.
All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, no, this is super messy and just impromptu and last minute. And I think that's often how I do everything, and it's not clean, it's not clear, it's not intentional, it's not it's not anything, it's just a thing. And I think that's the point about callousness is like when it becomes harder and harder to just know what matters, you just find a way to make nothing matter, right? Like that's the callousness part of that. That's the numbness. That these things just happen, right? Instead of recognizing that you're part of them happening, right? It's just like they just happen. It's like nope, that's just what it is. So I got to deal with it. I got to deal with it, and I suppose that's true in a lot of things, and I find myself wondering, how much I can impact certain things, and it becomes about me, and again, that's I think that's what leads to the callousness is like, how does it affect me? How am I affected? And like pretending and acting as if that these things that happen within my environment aren't affecting me, because a lot of times they don't, not directly. They do emotionally, but they don't they don't affect me directly. So I have to figure out, like, how much is it that I have to worry about it. And that's not even that's not even fair to say, because it's not really my decision. My brain operates as it does. I don't particularly get to choose what matters. Like, I can sometimes, occasionally, prioritize, but bigger picture, like I don't know. I don't know. I don't I like I don't I don't I don't I don't know how to um rationalize, I suppose it would be a good way to say it. I don't know how to rationalize it. I don't know how to make sense of it. I don't know how to prioritize, structuralize, itemize, if you just want to use all of these sort of words. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. But that's where I'm at.
Okay, so I got these new. I was gonna say headphones, or your headphone devices, whatever you want to call them. So I want to try something. And so this next part in my project is about curiosity. And, I think far too often that how do I phrase this? People just aren't that curious, right? They just assume something. They take something at face value, and well, I know you can't see this, but like I have this jar of coins, and like I wanted to make it sound like some sort of percussive instrument, and so I just stuck some paper towels in there because the coins themselves were too clanky. And I was afraid they were going to break the glass, so I added some paper towels in them, and I saw something, you know, it was interesting, if you will. Though I feel like it's really not. It was just fairly simplistic. Like someone said something to the effect of like, I think there's a meme. It was nobody that like actually put their name on it. But the idea of like, I wish it would go back to a time when like musicians actually played real instruments. Like I find that interesting because like. I know it's clunky, but like whatever. That I'm holding 3 things in my hand, but like anything that makes a noise is an instrument. If you use it for that purpose, like it doesn't have to be. You know, it doesn't have to be. You know, something you. It doesn't have to be, for example, like made of brass or a certain type of wood. You can make music out of anything. Now, is it ideal? No. But that doesn't mean you can't do it, right? So it's like I can use this jar of coins, and I can change the tempo. I can do it based on how I'm speaking. And I can go. I need to be careful because this is literal glass on my brain. But I can, right. It's the curiosity part, right? They're like, if I set this down, and there's a pen sitting right next to me, and I can make this noise, right? But the point is the curiosity. How do you find a way to make, there's no right, no real wrong, but to be curious about it, right? Like, to be curious about it, and like, don't be like, oh, I want to write a violin track. So then I gotta learn to play the violin, which is extremely difficult comparatively to other instruments. It's very fragile, and it's very specific to what the sound is, right? Like, so. And I think that the bottom line is that, like, once you find out, like, what certain instruments sound like, or what certain things sound like, it's just sound. I know that sounds ridiculous, right? I've said it again. It sounds ridiculous. That's the point, right? That's what music is. It's just sound. It's just sound. And for me, it's curiosity. How do we try to make something sound interesting, whatever it is? I didn't put my recording sign up. It's okay. It's my favorite. Alright, we'll pick this up later. Mommy got involved. An accident ever had to put my warnings in them.
Annoying.
Hey, Nick. Who was the lady I saw you with last night? Don't worry, Dave. All we want to do is kill you. Don't worry, Dave. All we want to do is kill you. Don't worry, Dave. All we want to do is kill you. Don't worry, Dave. All we want to do is kill.
I didn't want to just continuously loop that soundbite, but it's pretty cool. And the concept behind this last track that I'm trying to finish off on this, pardon me, this absence project is the idea of consequence. And I watched one of my favorite horror movies tonight, and it's the name of the movie is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And I think what it does so well, I don't know if I really want to make this all about this, but I suppose I should, because that's what's on my mind. But like, what it does so well is, sort of point out how taking something for granted or minimizing threats or, not listening to people when they're trying to tell you something ultimately ends up having grave consequences. And, I think that's a lesson that is important. If we don't take things seriously, and we shouldn't take everything seriously, obviously, like, you don't want to take everything with equal sincerity, I suppose. But if you just think like, whatever, these are just stupid kids, it's very 80s. But it unfortunately and seemingly continues today. And the idea of like, I know better. As if anyone knows better. No one knows. But consequences happen, right? When you make assumptions and you make presumptions and you make suppositions and take things lightly when they should be taken more seriously, but you don't really ever know what we should take seriously or not. You can't in that aspect, like, you can't take everything seriously, I suppose, but like, how do you know? Like a bomb threat. See, like, I'm even hesitant to even use a term like bomb threat. But like, if a young person makes a comment online, it's like about a threat, right? It used to just be like, okay, whatever, they want attention. Now it's like, no, they might actually do it. And holy shit, like, how do you balance that? And leave your house, or let your kid leave the house, let your kid go to school, or go to church, or go to the library, or the movie theater. And I know. These are all just like cliche talking points at this point, but like, these are true, right? Like, so what? How do we balance that? You can't do it without talking about it, that's for sure. You can't do it by ignoring it. You can't do it by pretending it's not real, by pretending that it doesn't exist, because it does. It does exist. It is happening. And what? But then what? There are consequences to these things, intended or otherwise. They're real. They should be real consequences. There are real world consequences to them. They matter. The nonsense and the threats and the things like that. Like, not everyone should have to feel like I do. I'm afraid to leave my house for very different reasons. But this just gives me all the more reason to be afraid of leaving my house. And mine's mostly in my head. But it's not all in my head anymore. And if we don't take time to look at these things and recognize the consequences, you can't just continue to tell kids to nut up and go about their business. That's just not. It's not sustainable. It's just not. All right, thank you. I think I'll be done with this one now. But I'll just reiterate. And I'll try to look at the camera if I can find it. But telling kids to not be afraid is not the answer. It just isn't.
Don't worry, Dave. All we want to do is kill you. Don't worry, Dave. day.